I'm your other mother, silly. Buttons. Do you like that?
It's all I wanna do.
Hey guys, today we are doing a 180 from my recent gory looks, and I decided to do my version of a coming together the creepy button-eyed other mother from Coraline. If you guys haven't seen the movie, definitely check it out. And if you guys have not yet, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm putting out new Halloween videos all throughout the month of October. Also, if you guys have not yet, follow me on all my other social media. Everything is RawBeautyKristi. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. So if you guys want to see how I turned into this little bit different from the movie version of the other mother from Coraline, then stay tuned. I started off by making the button eyes, and the way that I did this was using a mold of, actually this is a cap from a supplement bottle that I have, and some Model Magic. Model Magic is a Play-Doh-like substance that is a foamy air drying clay. Jordan told me about this last year, and ever since, if I need a light prosthetic to make something for my face, Model Magic is amazing. I got mine from Walmart. I stuck it down into the supplement lid. The right size would be something that's obviously going to cover your eye. And then once I have the shape I want, I sort of mold it around, and then I stick the lid of, which was actually a bottle of isopropyl alcohol, on the inside, leaving the outside as a large divot, and then you've got the shape of your button. This is the lid of actually an eyeliner, and I just poke it down in to make the buttonholes that later we will thread yarn through. Let this dry overnight. These take about 24 hours to fully dry down, and once they do, they're still soft and pliable, but they maintain their foamy shape. I then took some black acrylic matte paint and painted over this. If you had glossy, you could avoid the next step that we're going to do by adding clear nail polish. I am just taking an Essie clear nail polish top coat and coating over the top so that they're more rigid and they have that nice shiny finish like a button. Now on to the application. So first and foremost, I want to have the most flawless skin possible, and right now I've got a couple of blemishes going on. I didn't eat so well last week. So I just throw on a coat of foundation, and this is the Dior Forever. I realized after I did this that, I forgot to block down my brows. So I'm taking an Elmer's glue stick and coating over my brows with them and smoothing them down in between each step. This took me about 5 coats to get it as covered as I wanted, and it still could have even gone more. The more you cover, the chunkier it starts to look, and it's never going to look perfect, but this works just fine for Halloween. I am then taking a translucent powder. I'm using Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, but you can use any powder that you have, and I'm just powdering over the top of my brows. Some people push it in and use a heavy amount of powder. For me, that makes my brows look too cakey later. Then I'm color correcting the deepness of my brow hairs away by using a salmon color. By taking this over the top, it's going to neutralize the dark look of the hairs underneath, and when you put the concealer and foundation over the top of it, it will then look like your skin underneath instead of having that dark shadow. This is the Makeup Forever Flash palette that I'm using. Then going in with Shape Tape by Tarte, and this is in the color Fair. I run that over my brow because it's a very high coverage concealer, and I'm patting it in with my beauty blender, and it really helps to cover up the color of the brow hairs that we put down. I did about 2 layers of this and then threw a coat of powder over the top. While I had the concealer out, I then took it under my eyes as well and on top of my eyelids to prime them for eyeshadow. Then going in with the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill palette, I'm taking some of the neutral brown shades in there, and I'm going to smoke out my eye. I'm only going to do one because one eye is going to be covered with the button, and the other eye is in the process of having the button sewn on. That would be the eye that has the eyeshadow showing, and for this I wanted to do a glam style look. I didn't want it to be overly glam with like a very huge wing, but I did want it to have the rounded appearance of the button, but in eyeshadow underneath. So I'm taking the eyeshadow on the outer portion and inner portion of my eye to do a halo eye. A halo eye is basically the center of your eye being lighter and then the inner and outer portions being deeper. When you do this, it creates a really bulbous shape to the eye, which I really love, especially for a look like this, where we're going for that rounded button look, and this emulates that with eyeshadow underneath. So I take the deeper shades and I run them all along the outside portions of my eye, leaving the center open. I'm deepening up as I go, starting with the lighter shades and then going deeper and deeper as I go, ending on a black shade actually, which I'm going to take in with a smaller brush. I run these along my lower lash line as well, only on the inner and outer portions, because again, we're going to have the center portion be open. Then I take a bit of concealer on a flat brush and run that on the center of my eyelid, and then creating a half moon shape on the very top where my crease would be. This is essentially like doing a cut crease, but I'm not taking it all the way onto the inner corner of my eye, and I'm just blending it down into the center of the eye, patting out the sides so that it blends in with the deeper shades that we put down. My camera really wanted to be out of focus for this part. Thanks, camera. Preach. So I'm taking some black eyeshadow on a very fine detailed brush and just tracing out where the eyebrow is going to go. And then I took a little bit of black liner on my waterline so that my eyes look nice and deep. For my eyebrows, I'm actually using the Makeup Forever Aqua XL liner. I probably wouldn't use this if I were you because I didn't realize it has a shiny finish, not matte. And you probably want to have matte for this. I then take a little bit of that along the upper portion of my eyeliner as well and wing it out in the tiniest way possible, because again, I didn't want a super winged out look. I make a giant freckle on the other side of my upper lip so it's exaggerated and cartoon-like, and then I move on to the contour. For this, I'm using the Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour Palette, and for the beauty side of my face, I'm doing a far less harsh contour. The other side of my face, the eye is already sewn on, and I wanted it to appear that she's turned into the scary portion of the other mother. On this side of my face, I took those same contour shades, I felt my bone structure, and then I started drawing on the area where it would be like my cheekbone was all sunken in. I use a smaller detail brush for this so I can really get into the hollows and don't have such a blown out look like the other side. It really starts to come together. I'm leaving it higher up on my cheek than you feel like too. You would feel like this should be sunken down a little bit lower, but you don't want it too much lower actually because it pulls down the face. This will really show that it's nice and hollowed out. The deeper you make it go in that upper portion, the more hollowed out it will look. So I start off with a little bit of the light gray brown shades, the cooler toned, and then I move into the deeper dark browns and even a little touch of black in the top most hollow part of the cheek. I brought it a little bit on the other side as well so that it doesn't look so soft and diffuse on that side, but mostly this is going to get covered up with the button that we're going to stick onto our face later anyway. Blend that down but not too far so that it gives the idea that that specific area is what's more hollow. And then I meet it up with a little bit of a hollow that I put on my chin as well. As you can tell, that side of my face really does slim out, the magic of makeup. I hollowed out a portion of my forehead as well, and I'm holding my brush above my head so that I'm using the angle of the brush to my benefit. So you can see that the rounded edge of the brush is serving for this rounded edge that I'm doing. If I was holding it the other way, it wouldn't quite work as well. I then put a layer of Prose down because I was going to adhere the button. You'll see me remove this in a little while and then adhere it back on because honestly I was having a hard time seeing. But it does look pretty neat and it really adds to that creepy other mother side to the face. I then took a little bit more of that brown shade that we did for the contour and I'm running it on a very small detailed brush right above my eyebrows to show the lines of where my brows are arching upwards. I also run it underneath my eye to show that the skin is stretched a bit there underneath my eyelid. This would be essentially our new eye bag. This adds to the more cartoon look. I then add on a lash. This is the Kim Tai Lionhearted lash, and then I'm moving on to stringing the button for my face. I just did a little crisscross pattern with the button. That is with just a gray yarn. I don't believe this is what was used in the movie, but it looks pretty neat and theatrical for this makeup look. I changed out of my regular sweater and put on a turtleneck high sweater like the other mother. Then I adhered the button to my cheek. For this, I'm using Prose adhesive, which is a really sticky adhesive, and it's not going anywhere until you want it to. If you're going to a Halloween party, you want to wear this out, that's what you're going to want to use. I also made a little pin out of Model Magic. I didn't show this because it was an afterthought, and I just sort of rolled it out into a snake-like shape and then put a little hole in the end where the eye of the needle would be, and then I could thread my yarn right through that. I adhered it to my face so that it's all cohesive look and that you can see without asking what's going on with my makeup. Then using Atlantic City from OFRA, which is a really beautiful red liquid lipstick, I'm running that all along my lips, overdrawing them a bit so they're a little bit more theatrically shaped. I have very small, thin lips, and she does too, but also we're not going for that. I wanted to do a little bit of glam, and then I extend the lips outward a little bit because she also has a very curved outward shape to the lips. I also then took the brown shades like before and made little smile lines for her. I was looking at a reference picture of the other mother for this, and I'm going off of the shapes that her face has. Then taking this wig, which is a lace front wig from Rockstar Wigs, and I'm just cutting the lace off right along the hairline. I know this is not an accurate wig for the other mother because I don't have a short black wig, but I also wanted to add a little bit more glam to the look. To finish off the look, I am using red nails. I just took some fake nails, painted them off my hand, and cut them into the shape that she has, stuck them on with little self-adhesive stickers. I hope you guys like this look. I absolutely love it. I think it's so much fun, and it's so different from the recent gory looks that I've been doing on my channel. Some of that shit has been scary. I don't know if you guys saw my last look on the Chatterer, but oh man. I am putting out new videos all throughout the month of October, and you know what? I put out 3 videos a week on my normal schedule of beauty stuff, which I am so excited to get back to. That's why I had to do this glam look, because I am so ready to be in beauty makeup again. I can't even tell you. All right, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you at my next video. Bye!
Will you accept the apology that is long overdue? Well, I question what forever is, and I know